Hello and welcome to Channel Venus. Today's English literature class, I'll be teaching you Julius Caesar. So I'll be explaining line by line, and please go through your uh, own textbooks as I am teaching you. And in the previous day, I had completed till Act 1, Scene 2, line number 66. But because it has been a long way since I've been through, I'm very sorry about this. But I will be I'll be just going a little back and then continuing. Okay, so I'll be beginning with a little before line 40. I'll be beginning with Brutus's speech where he says, Cassius, be not deceived. If I have veiled my look, I turn the trouble of my countenance merely upon myself. That is, Cassius, he is a bit troubled. He feels that Brutus is not extending that loving attitude to Cassius, to a very dear friend of his, and that is why Cassius is a bit troubled, and he has expressed himself to Brutus. And because of this, Brutus, he is giving an explanation that Cassius, be not deceived. If I have veiled my look, that is, if I have covered up my look, if I have sort of changed my look, please don't be deceived. Please don't feel cheated. That is, I turn the trouble of my countenance, I turn the responsibility of my troubled looks merely upon myself. I take the responsibility, and that I am responsible for whatever I am looking like. And vexed I am of late with passions of some difference. That is, I am extremely troubled inside me, and deep inside me, and I am having some conflicts, internal conflicts inside myself, and I am not at peace with myself. Conceptions only proper to myself, which give some soil perhaps to my behavior. That is, conceptions, the reasons for the behavior, for my behavior, the concept of this wrong behavior, if you call it wrong, is something which I myself am responsible for. This Cassius, be and among the and be not grieved, but let not therefore my good friends be grieved. That is, let not therefore my good friends feel unhappy about it. Among which number, Cassius, you be one. That is, you are one of my very dear friends, and I do not certainly want you to feel unhappy or sad about my behavior which I am extending. And nor construe my neglect than that poor Brutus with himself at war. That is, please don't consider it as a neglect, as a neglectful attitude, because I am myself at war with myself. Within myself, I am in a self conflict, internal conflict. Cassius says, then Brutus, I have much mistook your passion, by means whereof this breast of mine hath buried thoughts of great value, worthy cogitations. Tell me, good Brutus, can you see your face? That is, Brutus, well, I can understand your position. It's all right, but can you see your face? Well, Brutus says, no, Cassius, for the eye sees not itself, but by reflection, by some other things. Here Cassius, when he says, tell me, good Brutus, can you see your face? He means a lot beyond this line. It is not that he is not exactly talking about his own, the look which is portrayed by his face. He is actually, if we take the saying that face is the index of the mind, he actually means, that is, do you really know what is going on inside you, or what is inside, what is it that you have inside your mind? With that, Brutus says, no, Cassius, for the eye sees not itself, but by reflection, by some other things. That is, Brutus, he tries to be more or less to the point, and he says that, no, Cassius, I cannot see my face. I cannot see my face, and it is only by reflection, for the eye cannot see itself. It is only by reflection that we can understand, that we can, if I am reflected by some other object, say a mirror, I can understand the way I look. Okay. Cassius says, it is just, and it is very much lamented, Brutus, that you have no such mirrors as will turn your hidden worthiness into your eye. So Cassius says, yes, you have very rightfully understood, and you have no such mirrors, and it is very much lamented, it is very sad that you have no such mirrors who will really come and tell you the way you look like. Again, he tries to mean something else. He tries to make him understand that there are actually no such people who may come and tell you that, Brutus, this is what you look like. You have no such mirrors that you have, it is very much lamented, Brutus, that you have no such mirrors as will turn your hidden worthiness into your eye. That is, you have hidden qualities inside you. They will not come and tell you that this is what is hidden, this is what is there inside. If I look through your eyes inside you, this is what this is your hidden quality that I am able to see. There is no such person as that. Where many of the best respect in Rome except immortal Caesar, that is, where many of the best respect in Rome except immortal Caesar, that is, many people here, you're hidden, that you might see your shadow. I have heard where many of the best respect in Rome except immortal Caesar, speaking of Brutus and groaning underneath his aegis yoke, that is, except immortal Brutus, I don't think there is anybody else. Everybody respects you, okay, except immortal Brutus. And speaking of Brutus and groaning underneath this aegis yoke, have wished that noble Brutus had his eyes. That is, everybody respects you, and everybody feels that if only, and groaning underneath this aegis yoke, that is, they are suffering. They are suffering. Why? Because they are suffering from the oppression the people are facing. The people are feeling oppressed. They are suffering. Why are they suffering? Who's ruling over them? Caesar is ruling over them. And who's not liking Caesar except immortal Caesar? Cassius is trying to be a bit ironical here, and he calls Caesar immortal. Have wished, that is the commoners, the people who are oppressed, the people who are suffering. They are feeling that if only noble Brutus would have his eyes open, he would have been able to see what qualities he has within himself. Now Brutus says, into what dangers would you lead me, Cassius, that you would have me seek into myself for that which is not in me? Now Brutus, he is very meek, and of course he for the time being at least, he feels that, oh God, what qualities do I have in me, Brutus, that you would want me to seek into myself? These qualities don't exactly exist in me. What do you exactly want me to look inside myself for? And into what dangers are you leading me to? So Cassius says, therefore, good Brutus, be prepared to hear. And since you know you cannot see yourself so well as by reflection. So Cassius now says, all right then, good Brutus, be prepared to hear. I am ready to tell you what you want to seek, what you have to seek into yourself. Since you know that you cannot see your own self, you are unable to understand the qualities which are inside you. You cannot see anything except by reflection. So, good Brutus, since you know you cannot see yourself so well as by reflection, eye your glass. That is, Cassius himself is trying to be like a mirror. A glass is a mirror in this case. Eye your glass will modestly discover to yourself. That is, I will modestly try to show you, will discover to you, will bring out your qualities. Discover to you means, that is, I will try to make yourself known to you. That of yourself which you yet know not of. That I will bring out those qualities inside you which you are not yet aware of. Were I a common laughter, or did use to stale with ordinary youth oaths my love to every new protester? That is, if you feel that I am a very cheap person, being laughed at by everybody, or if you feel that I am usually I'm showing my love to everyone whom I come across, and then afterwards to every new protester, and I just hug them hard to every new protester. If you know that I do fawn on men and hug them hard, if you feel that I praise men, fawn on men, like he is at present, he is trying to praise Brutus. So he is justifying himself that if you feel that I frequently go on praising people and then afterwards I just ignore them or scandalize them, or if you know, if I profess myself in banqueting to all the rout, then hold me dangerous. If you feel that I am a very cheap sort of person trying to extend my love and giving oaths to every new protester, to every new person whom I meet, if I am saying these things to people, if you feel I am that ordinary, if you feel that I am that cheap, that I am laughed at everyone around, then you can hold me dangerous. At this, Brutus says, what means this shouting? I do fear the people choose Caesar for their king. So from scene 1, we can remember that the commoners, they are arranging for greeting, they have arranged for welcoming Caesar and to greet him. So from there comes a shouting, to which Brutus says, he can hear that, and he says, what means this shouting? I do fear the people choose Caesar for their king. Now, Brutus in his heart of hearts, he is alarmed. He is disturbed. He is he is not happy, and he has already claimed that he is in a mental conflict. He is in an emotional conflict within himself. And now here he gives it out also. What does he say? What means this shouting? That is, what is the reason that people are shouting? I do fear the people choose Caesar for their king. That is, if he fears that people are choosing Caesar for their king, that means certainly he is not happy that Caesar is being chosen as king by the people. Cassius says, do you fear it? Then must I think that you would not have it so? So with this, Cassius says that, oh, okay, do you fear it? Do you fear it? Then should I think that you don't want to have it that way? That is, you don't want Caesar to be king? Brutus says, I would not, Cassius, yet I love him well. That is, he admits that he loves Caesar. He admits it. However, he feels that Caesar should not be made the king. I would not, Cassius. yet I love him well. And wherefore do you hold me here so long? Again he feels disturbed. That why are you holding me here so long? What is it that you would impart to me? What exactly do you want me to understand? What are you trying to make me understand? What is it that you would impart to me? If it be ought toward the general good, that is, if it is for the good of the public that you are holding me here, set honor in one eye and death in the other, and I will look on both indifferently. For let the gods so speed me as I love the name of honor more than I fear death. These lines are very important. It has to be noted that set honor in one eye, if it be ought toward the general good, set honor in one eye and death in the other. Now, because he is at mental conflict and emotional conflict, he has two things in mind: to take care of the ordinary people, the honor of his country, and it is on the other hand, it is death. So and he looks on both with a different eye. In one eye he looks at honor, and in the other one he looks at death. And he says, for let the gods so speed me that I look on both. Speed me means let the gods give me the temperament, give me the speed, give me the mental strength to choose the correct, that is the honor of my country. So speed me as I love the name of honor more than I fear death. That is, I should not fear death. I should be safeguarding the honor of my state. So he is definitely portraying the part of the mental agony he is suffering from. With this, Cassius says, I know that virtue to be in you, Brutus. Cassius says, yes, definitely I know that you are a very honorable person, and you just regard honor of your state to be more important than your fear for death. As well as I do know your outward favor. Well, honor is the subject of my story. So Brutus was trying to say in his previous speech, that is, he's trying to say in his previous speech, that is, why are you holding me here for so long? What is it that you would impart to me? He says that, well, this is what I want to, I know that virtue to be in you, and it is exactly this I would like to talk to you about honor. That this is the subject of my story now. I cannot tell what you and other men think of this life. I don't know what you and other men think of this life, but for my single self, I love to live a life which is free from all the this is the oppression which Caesar is extending. I don't want to live with that. I cannot tell what you and other men think of this life, but for my single self, I had as lief not be as live to be, in awe of such a thing as I myself. I don't want to live with the fear of something. I was born free as Caesar. I was born free as Caesar was born. So were you. There is no difference. We both have fed as well. That is, Caesar and us, we have eaten as well. We have fed as well. We were born in the same manner. We were fed in the same manner. And we can both endure the winter's cold as well as he. That is, both of us, we can tolerate the winter's cold as well as Caesar. At each point, Cassius is trying to drive Brutus to think that why should Caesar enjoy the advantage of being crowned the king? And why is actually Brutus not considering his qualities, his virtues, and trying to come out of his sort of shelled attitude and try to stand beside the people and save their honor. So he is actually trying to analyze the way Caesar was born and brought up, and with the way they have been born and brought up. I was born free as Caesar, so were you. We both have fed as well, and we can both endure the winter's cold as well as he. For once, upon a raw and gusty day, on a windy day, the troubled river Tiber, chafing with her shores, with the waves, because it was very windy, the waves were just dashing on her shores. Caesar said to me, "Darest thou, Cassius, now leap with me into this angry flood?" That, Cassius, will you dare to leap with me into this angry flood and swim to yonder point? And will you be able to swim to yonder point? Can you do that? Can you dare to do that? Upon the word, accoutred as I was, I plunged in. Upon the word, that is, as soon as he said it, accoutred as I was, that is, I was dressed up. As I was dressed up, I plunged in. I plunged into river Tiber and bade him follow. And so indeed he did. The torrent roared, and we did buffet it with lusty sinews. The torrent roared. The waves, the river, it was in a very angry mood, with Cassius diving in and Caesar following and swimming along. And they are buffeting, that is, they are actually confronting and pushing the waves with lusty sinew, with strong muscles. They are trying to push forth, apply force, and pushing forth the waves and moving along, throwing it aside and stemming it with hearts of controversy. But ere we could arrive the point proposed, Caesar cried, "Help me, Cassius, or I sink." Now Caesar is the one who actually asked him to dive into Tiber, and then after moving for some time, before reaching the point he has desired, he says, "Cassius, can you please help me? I am sinking." I, as Aeneas, our great ancestor, did from the flames of Troy upon his shoulder the old Anchises bear. Aeneas, he has actually saved old Anchises from the flames of Troy when the Greeks had attacked it and looted Troy. So the way Aeneas had saved Anchises, so from the waves of Tiber, Cassius says that he has saved Caesar. And this man is now become a god. Cassius is being ironical now. And this man, who is as powerless as this, he cannot swim along the Tiber according to his own wish, because it is his own idea that both of them swim to the point, to some point, and yet he himself is not strong enough to complete the fiat. So Cassius feels, and this man is now become a god. And Cassius is a wretched creature, a subordinate, as though Cassius is a subordinate to him a creature, and he must bend his body if Caesar carelessly but nod on him. That is, if Caesar just nods on him, he has to bend his body. He has to move according to Caesar's wishes. He had a fever. This was one occasion he tries to prove that Caesar is not very powerful. He talks about another occasion. He had a fever when he was in Spain. And when the fit was on him, I did mark how he did shake. Well, when he was very sick, when he was down with fever, Cassius has actually observed the way he was shaking, he was shivering. He tries to prove that he was doing it out of fear, whereas Caesar was actually doing it out of illness. So he is again trying to prove that Caesar is not strong enough to be the ruler. It is true that this god did shake his covered lips, his covered lips did from their color fly, and that same eye whose bend doth awe the world. It is true that his colors had fled from his lips, and his eyes, that is, and the same eye whose bent doth awe the world, did lose his luster. The eyes also did. It really had lost his luster on an occasion. I did hear him groan. Aye, and the tongue of his that bade the Romans mark him and write his speeches in their books. Alas, it cried. That is, this tongue which is actually giving speeches, and the Romans, what they are doing, they are writing down whatever he is saying in their books or the writing tablets. This man had then asked for some water. Give me some drink. Titinius, as a sick girl. Now, when a person becomes sick, the person really becomes very sort of in need of help. But Cassius, he is trying to analyze things the other way around. He is trying to think of that as his weakness. And he is trying to prove that he is not strong enough to be the leader. Ye gods, it doth amaze me. A man of such feeble temper should so get the start of the majestic world and bear the palm alone. That is, he is such a feeble person. He is such a weak person. How is he getting the start of the majestic world? How is he getting himself in charge of the majestic world, of this strong world, of this beautiful world with so many people? How is he getting so many followers, and he gets to enjoy, and he gets to bear the palm alone? All the favors he's bearing, he's getting ready to enjoy luck all alone. Brutus says now, another general shout. I do believe that these applauses are for some new honors that are heaped on Caesar. Well, Brutus, he again expresses his concern. He again expresses that he is not happy with the people shouting and trying to welcome Caesar, trying to feel very happy about him, and trying to be one with Caesar. Brutus is not happy, and he has again expressed his opinion. Another general shout. I do believe that these applauses are for some new honors. Again, perhaps People are giving some new honors to Caesar. He is very troubled. Till this much for today. Please like, share and subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much.